Welcome, local business news readers. This is John Jonah with another episode of Vino Talk. Today my subject is entirely devoted to Beaujolais because I think this is one of the coolest, loveliest wines to have during the holidays, and it is unfortunately very maligned. But today we're going to tell you how to understand Beaujolais, how to pick Beaujolais, and how to know the differences between the three basic styles. Okay, to begin with, Beaujolais comes from a region called Beaujolais, made entirely from one grape, the Gamay, which used to be very popular in the Burgundy region of France, but eventually was uprooted for Pinot Noir, which is a much more elegant wine. But Beaujolais is still very popular. You will find it all over Paris in every cafe, and especially in the month of November, where they make Beaujolais Nouveau. Now, we don't have a bottle of Beaujolais Nouveau here because it isn't out yet, because it's early November. But the main thing you need to understand about it is that it's simply the first wine of the harvest. There's a tradition in France that when the harvest is complete, the workers have a big celebration and they drink the wine of the harvest right out of the tanks. So Beaujolais Nouveau, meaning new, is the noon wine and is drunk on that day. That day happens to be November 25th or close to Thanksgiving. And France always has a celebration revolving around Beaujolais Nouveau. It's a lovely, bright, fresh wine made with a process called carbonic maceration, which I'll talk about in another episode. But it means that the wine is very lively, fruity, and has a slight fizz to it. However, if you want to get good Beaujolais, you move up to this category here. So there are three categories of Beaujolais: Beaujolais Nouveau, Beaujolais Everything, Beaujolais Village, and finally Cru Beaujolais. So to understand Cru Beaujolais, think of Upper Michigan. Think of a 50-mile stretch that sits on an elevated base of granite. And think of like 6 or 8 little cities up there that are all making apple cider. But in France, they make Beaujolais. And the soil is very granitic. So if you are making wine from one of those villages, and we have examples of them here, Julianas and Chenas, you're going to make a wine that has a little more flavor and intensity based on the granite soil. Those are called Cru Beaujolais. So when you go to buy Beaujolais, you want to pick one that is definitely around the villages, which means this wine is made from near those villages, or you want to buy one of the single villages. There's only 8 of them. Here's 2, Julianas and Chenas. There's also Saint-Amour, Chirobla, Morgan, Moulin-à-Vent. These are all single villages. When you buy a Cru Beaujolais, you're buying a wonderful, intense, rich product that has ageability and goes great with Thanksgiving wines. Easy to remember. Cru Beaujolais, just remember that word cru and you're going to get a much better quality. Those sell around $25 to $35 a bottle for the good ones, but you will be really rewarded with style because they just have a little more flavor and intensity. So keep that in mind for your holiday season. Speaking of the holiday season and fun, I have an interesting item that I discovered called the Portovino Portable Wine Bag. This is really a nifty little item made by someone who came up with the idea of, hey, I need to take some wine to the beach, I need to take some wine to a party, I need to take some wine to my friend's house. This is a portable wine bag with a bladder that fits right into a temperature-controlled little sliver inside this purse, which is beautifully designed and high quality, with a little spout here to open up and pour your own wine. It's really clever. What I liked about it is that the bag is very stylish and very well made, and the wine sits into a little sliver on the side. The bladder is completely reusable, and when you use the bladder, you can put better wine in there. You're not going to use just average wine, you're going to use a little higher quality wine, so you can treat your friends to really nice wine. I think it's clever, it's neat, and I think it would make a cool gift for people who like to have surprise events at a girl's birthday party, at a shower, at a retirement, or just going to the beach. Really a cool little item. Okay, and now a little talk about my favorite cheese. I like to talk about cheese, you know that, but I always like to focus on something I think would be great for the holidays. My favorite cheese right now for the holidays is Cotswold from England. It's a wonderful cheddar that's blended with chives, made in the village of Cotswold. Creamy, rich, great for making a twice-baked potato. I love this cheese for the holidays because it's so easy to work with, and it's got a wonderful flavor. This is John Jonah from Vino Talk. Thank you so much for watching, and be tuned for our next talk on holiday wines. Salud.